we're back. All Beef, No Filler Podcast, Season 3. I'm Pascal Paul, Director of Scouting for Prep Baseball Nebraska, and joined today is Parker Hageman, Director of Everything That Matters with the Upper Midwest states. Welcome, Parker, to our humble state of Nebraska.
Good to be back on with you. It feels like, you did a nice little run with some interviews, and, I sat out and listened to them and watched them. They were great, but it's nice to see your face again.
We don't see each other as much because we don't have those fall tournaments over in Iowa anymore, so we don't get the pleasure of meeting up in Des Moines every Sunday.
Not breakfast at the Marriott at 7 a.m. and all the other good stuff. I mean, I'm missing out on some of that.
I'll take this all day.
What, obviously, we've got through our entire showcase circuit in Nebraska, but the other thing that we dropped this week, right, was the big announcement for next year's probably one of the biggest marquee events in the spring, right?
Yeah, I've been selling that event out, the preseason All-State, for the last 8 years. Event requests are coming in. We've got some registrations rolling in as well. So excited about getting the 2026 season started off with that event every year. It's our biggest and most exciting event right before the season starts.
Yeah, Iowa Western. What's the date? Hit them with the date again.
March 1st at Iowa Western. March 1st over there in Council Bluffs. Iowa Western, one of the best junior colleges in the country. You've been there. You're there every year. The facility is probably the best around.
Oh, no question. I love that space. I love the event because, like you said, you get the best of the best, and it's an invite only, right? It sells out every year, so you got to get your request in, make sure you're seen. I'm looking forward to it. I know we're only in October, but man, March seems like it's just right around the corner.
Just a couple sleeps away.
Yep. But hey, we got all this time right now between you've had your entire season to see everybody. Went through a fall circuit too. We're going to be putting out article here, Tools of the Trade, starting next week, identifying some of the top players with the top tools around the state and what you've seen, what the numbers have said, what the video shows. Introduce us to, let's start with power, right? We've got 5 guys that you feel have the top power in the class of 2027s. Let's count them down. Start with number 5 and work your way back up to the top spot. So you all have to sit here and watch it to figure out who's number 1.
Yeah, we're doing this to highlight the 2027 class. Just they're starting the recruiting year. They came to our future game, so we got a lot of high-quality looks at a lot of the top talent. Starting off with the power here. At number 5, we got a catcher out of Omaha Burke, Casey Gilliland. Possesses some of the more elite bat speed in the class, registering at 87.2 miles per hour. I believe he did that at one of our ID events. Also has exit velos almost touching 100 at 97 or 98.7 with a max distance of 378. I really like his compact swing. I think he's got really quick hands, as evident of his bat speed. I think he's got a chance to be one of the more elite power bats in the spring next year.
I'm gonna stop you right here real quick because I want to ask a question, or at least based on everybody who's watching the playoffs right now. Like that point about bat speed came up, right? And I don't know if you paid attention to the Blue Jays, right? They've got hitting coach David Popkins, who everybody's now saying because of the way he's done his things with these players, they've increased their bat speed by 1 or 2 miles an hour over the previous year, right? And that equates to power in the back end, right? Each time you get a mile per hour or 2 up, you get more exit velo. So as you're saying, Casey, everybody else with bat speed, that's where the power seems to come from, right?
Yeah, 100%. And that 87.2, I think he touched it. I don't think his bat speed sits there, but that's some more of the elite bat speed you'll see, especially in the high school ranks.
Some upper end stuff.
Number 4, outfielder, left-handed pitcher, actually two-way guy. You'll see that a lot in the 27 class. Matthew Gorman out of Papillion La Vista South. First baseman, plays a little outfield. I don't think his power potential has translated as much into the game as some of the other guys, but he's got a really long frame that I think has a lot of leverage. When he starts to be able to use that leverage, I think you'll really see his pop prosper, especially in game, especially this spring season. I think he really has a full field approach, and with that leverage and his long body, we'll be able to use that power, not just to that pull side where you see most power guys, but really be able to drive that opposite field gap. Number 3, another outfielder, long frame again, Braden Swaney, Millard South kid who probably had the best year offensively in the class as a sophomore. Was a first-team All-State for us. Really knows how to handle the barrel. in events, I think across all events that he's been at, hard hit percentage is over 52%, which his balls hit over 95 miles an hour. Again, another guy that with most of these guys, high exit velo guy, 97.8. I think it's a little bit interesting. He's got a 21.8 degree average degree of launch angle for across all events for us, which, as you know, is right in that sweet spot of a lot of power, a lot of backspin. The other thing that's scary about him is he's an absolute twig. He's got a lot of room to grow and build. Some of these numbers that he's putting out, he's doing out of a 6 foot, 160, 170 pound frame, where you just know that there's going to be a lot more mass and build that's going to be put on, especially in a program like the Millard South with Coach Geary. They do an excellent job of developing guys and have done it for years now.
So weight room, eating more food, being at Chipotle, you think that's going to benefit and you'll see more power?
Yeah, it's already there. I mean, he had 4 home runs last year, which I think led the class. So he's already got a high degree of power, and I think that easy left-handed swing with the easy lift is why. But you throw 10, 15 extra pounds on his frame, 20 potentially, and exit velos climb into the low 100s, and the ball jumps off the bat just a little bit differently at that point. The next guy, number 2, he probably takes the best BP in event that we have to date that I've seen. Jamison Sadoff. Exit velo is north of 104. He has lost probably more prep baseballs than anyone else that has come to an event so far in my tenure. Real pretty swing that has easy backspin, lift in juice to the pull side. Making the move over to Scott this year. We sitting right in the middle of their lineup. They're going to be loaded in Class B again for 2026. So he's going to be one to watch. Kind of under the radar right now. I know he had a really big summer and fall. So looking forward to seeing him. He was a little bit banged up last year arm-wise. So I know he's ready to put on a show this spring.
I remember his BP route is like, yeah, man, he's obviously the big frame. He's got a big swing, and yeah, that's going to pay off in the long run.
Yeah, he's done it. He's done it every event. He came out to Grand Island when his arm was a little bit healthy and got on the mound, but also took some BP, and we lost some balls in their trees. So I think he's definitely one in that 2027 class with a lot of helium that maybe some people don't know that could really open some eyes with his ability at the plate. Last one is recent Creighton commit Sam Schroeder. Sam gives me 4-man Tatum Gray vibes. You know who Tatum Gray is? I think most people that follow high level know who Tatum Gray is around this area. He just got drafted. He's 6'1", he's 210 pounds. He runs a 6'6", but he can really, really touch a baseball. Touch it really, really well. Exit velo is north of 101 with 24 degrees launch angle at our event. I think the 101 topped the Nebraska kids down at the Future Games that attended. So he's got the raw juice. He's got the athletic ability. I think he's going to continue to grow and become a better hitter. Not that he's not that right now, but he has all the traits that you want in the middle of the order back.
I could hold you to this, but if you had to put money on one of these guys to have the most home runs in the high school season coming up, who's it going to be?
I would say Jamison Sadoff.
Just going to mash some Class B pitching, or what makes that? What makes him your front runner?
He's got a chance to. I think he's a little bit motivated. He's a junior future guy for us. He's been on top of the class. Kind of, again, had some injury stuff last year with his arm. Didn't get all of the necessary playing time at probably the level that he wanted, but had a really good end of summer, really good fall. So I think he's got a chance. With a little bit of a move to Class B and being able to sit in the middle of the line. Scott's got some players all around, so it's not like he's just going to be the only one there. He's got a chance to get some fastballs and to do some damage with. I was just going to say that concludes our top 5 power bats of the 2027 class.
I know everybody wants power is big in baseball, obviously, right? But on the other side of it, you got to play the field. You got to be good defensively. You looked at everybody on the defensive side and who has the best glove. Go through the top 5, and before you do that, though. Just give me a general understanding of what you looked at when you were looking for best glove, right? What made kind of your best defenders? What traits were you kind of looking at?
I mean, a lot of it is in glove is a tougher metric, I would say, to quantify, but I've seen most of these kids play in game a lot. Everyone on the list was a Future Games guy. These guys all played varsity baseball this year, so all those stats are quantified. And then just I would say their ability to be versatile too at the next level. This is partly, recruiting purposes, and I think a growing theme, if it's not the theme already, is versatility, especially defensively, with the limited rosters and what they can do. So I think having a wide variety of tools in your tool chest makes you, you know, an elite, more of an elite defender than somebody that's just really good potentially at one thing. So that being
All
said,
right, so let's talk
the
about
top
some.
5 gloves of the 2027 class. At number 5, Braden Swaney. He's going to be a regular on a lot of these lists. Is the top outfielder currently ranked in the state. Newly committed to Kansas State. Really quick, I would say. Better than fast. He runs a 1.68 10-yard split, which I think he's going to have. Given his body, people might not look at him as a center fielder, but I think he's got center fielder potential at the next level. He's got a 94-mile-an-hour outfield arm. Again, probably a lesser statistic, but does show his ability out there. At number four, another guy that's you mentioned on the power and is coming in on the glove side is Sam Schroeder. We talked about his big physicality, the 6'1" or 210-pound frame, the 6'6", 960. He can really catch and throw, and he's also got the speed to not just be some big dumper that you sit out in left field. He can actually make some plays, run around, and be an asset out there. So I think he also finished top 3 in Class A in fielding percentage in the sophomore class in the spring. So reliable, switching back and forth from catching and outfield. The last 3 are going to go to the field. The position that's probably most important is shortstop. Blake McAndrews, a two-way guy. Really like his calm demeanor on the infield. I think he's a really good pitcher too. Parker, you saw him do both at the future games. Can really pitch it. Maybe sometimes both hurt each other. I think he's got some more velo in the tank, but he does play shortstop on a daily basis, and I think his arm strength probably has a little bit more to show than it typically does. But his glove is really good. Calm demeanor. He takes really good angles. Again, handles himself on the move. I don't think he might not play as much shortstop. They do have Jackson Apoon with Millard South too, so you might see a little bit more interchangeable there, along with Logan Wick. All 3 guys are very capable infielders, so he might get a little bit of a break at short. But make no mistake, he is one of the top gloves in the class. Last 2 guys have started since their freshman year. Marcus Chandler, a two-way guy, again, 90-mile-an-hour guy on the mound, but can really play up the middle. Probably not shortstop just by his overall traits, but I think he could play there if you need him to. I think he can be a really good third baseman, second baseman, really offensive as well. But a guy, again, who can play all 3 positions on the infield and has really done it at a high level since his freshman year.
I just wanted to add that Chandler, I mean, he was one of the guys on the Team Midwest that stuck out. I mean, like you're saying, at every, when he got on the mound, he was good. When he was at the plate, he was good. In the field, he looked good. Like, that's a kid who stands out when you're just watching I mean, like, this is a top talent between Iowa and the Midwest. He's one of those guys that goes out and just plays hard. From my perspective of not
He's a
knowing him
ball
and not
player.
seeing him as much, I thought he stood up.
He's a ball player. That's what I've told coaches that call about him is he's a dirtbag, just a ball player. He's around. He's making good plays around the ball for whatever. He's always getting a ground ball when he got 2 outs with runners on scoring position. Very baseball dirtbag-ish ball player. The last guy, Papillion La Vista South shortstop, Griffin Minderman. Griffin is an incredible athlete. I think he's run 6'6", 6'5", potentially. I think he's run 6'4" with us. In the event. So he's got the high athletic ability. I think he really makes good decisions on shortstop. He made a play coming in at the future games where it's in between. You have to make a quick decision. If you don't, you're picking a short hop on the run. If you do, you get a nice chest high Sunday hop. And he continually makes the right decisions. He's been the top shortstop, I think, for 2 years now in the state for one of the top teams in the state. His hands are really soft. Like I said, he's extremely athletic. He's got the physical build to stick on the left side at the next level. So he's one guy, glove and athleticism, that's a little bit different than the rest in terms of defensively.
Here's a question for you. I was having a conversation with an evaluator the other day about defense, like just watching defense. And like there are guys who are really good and they make every play, but then there's the next level of the playmakers, right? Where it's, yes, they're going to make every play, but then they're going to go out and make the plays that most guys wouldn't, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think you kind of alluded to that maybe with Griffin. Just the guys that stand out where you're like, you're making that other 5% play that somebody else wouldn't make, right? The 2% play. Like, is that something that you agree with, that there's guys that stand out from just being not just good at being defensive, but are the ones that are actually converting and doing other things?
Yeah, I think that's why, what we do is at the highest level in the country, is because we're not only, we get that showcase look at them and the metrics, and we do get video on their fielding ability and get to see their hands work and their feet play, but we're going and getting that in-game look, because that's really where you're going to decide if an infielder is good or not. Can they make the decisions in crunch time, bang, bang, and then have it all work together: hands, feet, flow, arm. I don't think you're going to get um, an accurate description just by, looking at the metrics. You got to get that in-game feel to, like you said, are they going to make the play? Are they going to make actual plays? Some infielders can do it and not look pretty. Hunter Pence was a guy that looked awful swinging, but man, he played at the big leagues for a long time. I wouldn't change his swing. So,
That's a fair point.
All right. And that wraps up our top 5 defensive players for the 2027 class. Make sure to follow us on Spotify and YouTube, the All Beef No Filler podcast, presented by Prep Baseball Nebraska. Also, make sure you get your invite requests in for the Prep Baseball Nebraska All-State, the preseason All-State. Those are coming in, like we said at the beginning of the show. Registrations are coming in as well. So, has sold out the last 8 years running. Parker, been great seeing you. Hopefully see you soon. Probably not till the leadership conference, but tune in a couple weeks and we'll be back with episode 2 of season 3, the All Beef No Filler podcast. Thanks for listening.